Okay, now we're going to do the programming. I'm putting these in. I can fit 5 in here. So I put my 5 in. These are 1 pint jars. Fit those in. And now I know roughly what I need to get that water. So I fill my water level up to where it needs to be. You don't want it to run dry. But the more water you put in, the longer time it takes. Now you close this up, move it over to close. This top lid here, you put that on exhaust. Now you just click on the start, high, time. For meat, I need to go 75 minutes. There, at 75 minutes, and then I push start. Now it kind of wraps around. What it's doing is it's heating that water, getting it up to temperature, and then it'll start bleeding this out. So it'll come up and it'll say E10. What it's doing is it's evaporating the air and bringing things up. So it's getting the pressure just like you do with a canner. It brings it up to that 10-minute time where you're bleeding that off. Well, that's what this does. Once it gets down to 0, it beeps. Then you just go ahead and turn that to the, what's it say, airtight, and then it'll run the 75-minute roll on it. But right here, I'm gonna go ahead and roll these up. I just kind of keep pulling this along. Once you get a roll around, then over here keeps it from, so that way it does not bind. The meat won't go face to face, so this way it doesn't stick together. Now I roll this up, roll, and it just kind of, I hold that in so that it goes. Here's kind of the look of the back side. There we go. I tuck that in a little bit. Okay, now I grab my jar, I tuck it in, and then I push it down. You're supposed to go down that 1/2 inch, and this will pop up a little bit, so I guess I'm probably technically, but it doesn't have any pressure. It's basically down. Now I grab a little of my apple cider, put that on there, grab my lid. I did buy some of these plastic lids. I got them at a deal. They were clearancing them out, and I thought these things would be just the answer, but boy, they loosen up. So do not use them in the cooker. They don't work for that. They just loosened up. All 5 of them loosened up. So once it popped, I had to reseal them down. But there we go. That's it. And then I set that over, count 5 more. While this thing's running, I put this over here. I just turn it down with just a little bit of a deal there. That way I set that on. I can put these in. Like I said, I can go normally 15 of these, depending on the size. Some of them are bigger. And I'm going fat up. I do the square one, and then the rest of them I do the fat to the top side. That way I figure the fat will go down as it cooks. 4, 5, 6 of these. These are kind of small compared to most of these others. See how it kind of, and I do have a few of these smaller ones, and then some of them I just kind of watch because they've got not quite as much fat in there. I put that towards the end. I don't know why, but that's how I've been doing it. This is my first time ever doing this stuff, so we'll see if it works or if there's a better. I've got already, yesterday I did 25 of these things. Now we'll go ahead and get this out of the way so I can get this whole thing tight. And and I give it about a 1/2 inch there between them. And then this is where I like these solid meat ones. Kind of turn it the other way. Now I will go ahead and then I dip over here. I've got another one with that apple cider vinegar. I just put that in there. Go ahead, rinse that. Do this cut just so that it gives it a spot to lay over nice. Lay it down. And then at this end, I kind of come in at an angle here. And then like I said, it wants to push that off. Because the bottom side really can't do much of anything. There we go. Okay. And then we'll grab one more of these. And I try not to hit the meat along the top. I got that right there. Knock that little bit off. Then we shall use that, like I said, it's pushing up a little bit. I just go ahead then push it down. That way that fat will all meld in place there. Put some more of that apple cider on there. Give it a wipe. If I know like there where I could see a little bit of fat touching that top. Put on. Screw tight. And we're good to go.